Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we're going to be exploring MSN Explorer. Now you guys probably know what this program is, especially if you've used Windows XP at some point. MSN Explorer is a default application that comes bundled with Windows XP, and what it is if you had a MSN dial-up subscription, you could use the program to browse the internet. There was a web browser included. You could use it to read email. There was an email client and just all sorts of other stuff relating to MSN. And it's a program that, unfortunately, I never got the chance to use because I never had MSN dial-up. And you can take a look at it now. I've kind of wanted to cover this in a video, but because this program is so old, the activation or the sign-in servers, whatever you would like to call them, for this program either do not exist anymore or they've been moved, because this program will just indefinitely say proceeding to sign up when you try to sign up or even sign into an account. Now I can close out of this, and the only other part of the program we can see is the main window. Now this will literally just freeze for a second, and this is the main sign-in window for MSN Explorer. So you have to add a new user to actually be able to use the program, even if you just want to use it with your existing internet connection, which you can do. But to be able to do that, you have to sign into an account or create a user account. Now you can sign in as a guest. You can use guest sign-in up here, and I've even tried to type in a real Hotmail or an Outlook.com email address. You can put whatever you want in here. It's not going to do anything because it'll just fail to reach the sign-in servers. So why am I telling you all this? Well, a while ago we took a look at the MSN Gold CD, the 24 karat gold MSN CD. That was a disc that was sent out to me by David, who was a Microsoft beta tester, and it was given out to Microsoft beta testers as a thank you for beta testing MSN. Well, after I uploaded that video, another viewer got in contact with me who, after seeing that video, went into Windows XP and went into the C program files MSN folder and started messing around in here. Now you can see this is where the shortcut for MSN Explorer is, but there's also this hidden folder called MSN core files, and inside of here are obviously all the core files that pertain to MSN. Now there's a lot of these .mar files, right? Now you can't really do anything with these. You can't double click on them. Windows won't know what to do with them. You can't open them up with Notepad or anything like that. Well, it turns out that the MAR file is a proprietary file format. Now, it's not necessarily always the case. Over on file info here, there are a couple of other explanations as to what an MAR file is. One of them is a Mozilla archive. One of them is a Microsoft Access report. Now, I actually had Microsoft Office installed in this VM, and it was detecting this as a Microsoft Access report, but I would open it and it wouldn't do anything, obviously. In this case, MAR stands for MSN Archive. So the viewer that got in contact with me goes by the name BRZ over on GitHub, and BRZ created an MSN Archive extractor. So what this will allow us to do is extract the contents of these MAR files and see what is contained within them. So BRZ told me, he emailed this to me and said, hey, it'd be cool if you go check it out on video. And I said, yeah, that would be pretty cool indeed. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Now, he told me that, this tool was created, for modern systems. It's not going to work on Windows XP. So I've got a Windows 10 virtual machine over here, and I've copied over the MSN folder from Windows XP with the same MSN core files folder right here. So you can see we've got those same MAR files. Now, this is the tool right here. This is the compiled version of it, at least, that he sent me. And this is a command line based tool. So I just got to run CMD here, and we're going to change to the desktop. And so the way this works is I've got the proper syntax over here. So the proper way to do this is to type in marx, which is obviously the name of the executable, space D for decompress, space -I, and now we have to point to the directory. So we're going to do C users, this is user, desktop, MSN core files. And we're going to start out with mail.mar. So let's just go over here, mail.mar. We're going to end quotes that. And now space -O for the output directory, which we're just going to do C, and we'll call this MSN _ extracted. Let's make a new folder on the C drive, and we'll call this mail. So we press enter. and it's going to decompress. So you see right there, decompression of file.mar started, file decompressed to output folder. So if we go to the C drive here, we go to MSN extracted mail, here we go. So check this out. Now, a lot of this application is HTML based. You can probably tell that from the amount of HTML files that are in here. What we're going to do is basically go down the list. So we're at mail.mar right now. So we're going to go into here. So let's just go down the list here as well. So we'll start with ab.htm. And we'll open with Microsoft Edge. And here we go. So this is the address book, or at least the page for it. So obviously it's not going to be able to load anything, but can we add a new contact? Probably not. This would be your address book. So you could see all of your, all the people that you had in here, their name if they were online, or what their buddy status was with MSN Messenger, because obviously this is going to tie in with MSN Messenger as well. This is obviously just the HTML document, so we're not going to be able to use the full functionality of this menu right here. But it is pretty cool that that we can go through here and get a little taste of what this program would be like. Now, would this be full screen? My guess is no. Like adding contacts to your MSN address book, this is probably not going to be full screen. This might be something that would be in a pop-up window or in a section of the MSN Explorer application. I don't think this would ever come up and be full screen, because you can just tell this wouldn't really work like that. So we'll close out of that one. That one is for adding contacts. You've got a banner ad. I guess this is, oh yeah, so this is going to be for your ads. So I don't know if this changes. It does, if you see that. Yeah, so this is a save image as. Yes, it's a certain animated image format that I will not pronounce to avoid having a war in the comments. And so we're going to click on this, and it won't obviously do anything because it tries to open up redir.htm ? Bulk mail. So redir.htm is probably in here. Yep, it's right there. So we'll view that in a moment. Next, we've got compose. My guess is this is going to be, yep, writing an email. So this is, so all of these so far, the banner ad would probably be at the bottom of the application. It would show like a little ad there. But all of these other ones, add contacts, AB, and compose, these are all for the mail application, because obviously your address book would go with your mail application. Down here we got a bunch with the prefix DLG. I would assume dialogue. So yeah, this is for add contact. So this is if you wanted to add a contact, and clicking cancel will actually close out of it. Obviously clicking OK, I mean, we can type in whatever here, at msn.com. I mean, you can put in whatever, click OK. It's obviously not going to do anything, but clicking cancel will close out of this. And if you hover over it, you see it says don't save these address book changes. Pretty cool. Folder new is just going to be, yep, creating a new folder. Folder rename is going to be renaming a folder, or maybe not. It's just going to be the folder icon itself. My guess is this isn't the entire application here, or the entire dialogue. Message attach, this will be, yep, like attaching photos or files to a email. Spell check, check that out. So this is your like spell check results if you were to run spell check. And in this case, cancel does not do anything. Error maybe? Doesn't look like it's anything. Let's view the page source. Is literally, I mean, it's nothing. There's a head tag, but there's not any, there's nothing in the body, nothing in the, or there's no title tag, nothing. So folder list. Yep, this is going to be your email folders. Now, just to show you, we can obviously view the source of this. So here's the HTML code behind this web page. Now, there's a lot of CSS code, as you can see, and there are some CSS files in this folder as well, along with some JavaScript or some JS code as well. So this is, let's see how long this particular file is. 591 lines of code, and to create this right here. So pretty cool. We've got loading, which is probably, yep, loading message with another animated file format that will not be named. Pretty awesome. So we can go to view page source here, view the source of that if you want to. This is pretty neat though. I'm going to definitely save this image. Like, we're going to just save this as a save image as, let's just save it to the downloads. Why not? So there you go. We've got msg.htm. This will be a read message. Okay, this might be if you're, oh, you know what? This is, whoops, you got, of course, minimizing everything when you drag over it. This is probably when you would click on an email message to open it up. This is what, like, this is the base HTML file that would display. Obviously, there's not going to be any message in here because we haven't clicked on a message, but you can see this is over 1,000 lines of code, which is definitely way too much for just a blank page with a title tag in here. So it's using all of this CSS, and there's probably JS code in here as well. Yes, to actually, you know, like this would be when you would click on an email message. This is just the base HTML document that would open up, but the contents of the actual message would be in here. So obviously we cannot demonstrate that though. But this is, like I said, this is still really, really cool that we're going to be able to see what a little bit of this program would look like. So this looks very similar. This is msgeml.htm. It's another, it has the same text up here, read message. Message list.htm. So this would probably, yeah, this is going to be, so a lot of these files are working together to create your email experience. So this right here would be the base file for your message list in your inbox. So obviously we're not going to get the full inbox there. No contact, could not contact server. So this would be like an error message of some kind. No frames. This email message contains frames that could contain content that may be harmful to your computer. So this would be like a warning message that would display probably, you know how like today you've got, if you use like a web email client, when you click on the email, it'll typically say this email has images that, you know, or links. Do you want to display them? So you would click on yes, I want to display them. This would probably be in that area is my guess. Like I said, I've never used MSN Explorer, so I don't know for sure. redir, this is the redirect file that another one of these folders called to earlier. So this would probably redirect you to, so yeah, there's a lot of JS code here as well. So we'll close out of that. We've got rte.htm, MSN editor, and we've got RTE MSG. This is probably for composing a message. So actually, yeah, we can type in here. So, you know, hello world. Obviously, there's not going to be any send controls or anything like that. Those would be contained elsewhere. And we've got sending. This would be the animation. Again, that same animation. Oh, that's pretty cool. Check that out. So that actually still works. So this would be sending it, right? So it sends the message and then it redirects back to compose.htm. So this would be like once you have sent that message, it'll bring you back to the email composer. So that's pretty cool. So we can open this up and quickly view the source code. So we'll view page source, and this will you know, give you a bit of an idea of what it's doing. So the title is sending. This is where it has the CSS code and then the JS code here for the script. And then this is where Windows sets timeout for compose.htm 500. So this is you know, when it sends you back to the compose.htm file, which is again this one here. And you've got, you know, various messages that could display here as well. So your message is on its way. A message has been moved to your outbox, and some more JS code down here. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. But that is just, like I said, guys, that is just one of the files in here now, or one of the .mar files that we've extracted. Now, obviously, there are a lot of images as well, so we can go in here, and these are a lot of the images that would display. So we can go through here if the photo viewer wants to display it here. There it goes. Okay, so this is, I mean, you can't really see what it is. AB grade, I'm going to guess gradient left, gradient right, something like that. Can't really see, you know, you can't really see it a whole lot. We can zoom in here, and that's what it looks like. So we can, you know, go through here. I mean, I won't open up every single one of these, but these are all going to be images that would be in the background of various things. So like this looks like an animated, you know, that particular file format, though it just is not going to show up as animated in photo viewer here. But, you know, these would be like this warning thing, this, you know, these kind of files or these images with a opacity setting, you know, that's lower than 100. These would be in the background of things. So yeah, like dialog box, folder watermark, BG for background, and you've even got Hotmail, like some Hotmail branding here. So yeah, pretty awesome. And obviously there's a lot of other files in here, again, JS and CSS files, but we're going to move on to, I mean, we have a lot of these files to take a look at in this video, but we're just going to go down the list, as I said. I've got this opened up twice. So we're at mail.mar. Next up is market.mar. So we're going to open up the command prompt once again, and we're just going to press the up arrow key and just slightly modify this. So instead of mail, it's going to be market.mar, and we're going to change the output directory to market. And there we go, file decompressed. So we got a new market folder here. And okay, we only got 3 HTML files in here. We've also got a strings folder. So we've got some text documents. Title says MSN, market, ENUS, brand, MSFT. Okay, so this is, my guess is these are going to be used, like some of these documents are going to pull from the data that's contained in here. And judging by the strings folder, that would be my guess. So we've got local.htm, downloading local info, go to my city guide. I'm not really sure what this would be used for, but I mean, market, I would guess this would be something relating to, I mean, go to my city guide. Now, if you notice here, when you hover over this, down here at the bottom, you can see that there's a link using the MSN protocol. And then it's got at ui.mar at ui.mar. There's probably, if we go into the core files here, there's probably a, yep, ui.mar. So inside of that, yeah, there seems to be a file called redir.htm, and then inside of that, you would use !city guide to specify which page you want it to redirect to. So that's pretty cool. At least that is my guess on, you know, what would be going on there. We've got painhelp.htm, which tries to load an image. Again, actually, no, this is just a button that you would click on and it would try to route to that same file here. So we will take a look at this and we'll see, you know, what all of these are once we get to that ui.mar file. But for this document itself, it just attempts to load this image here, which it cannot find. We've got promo.htm. And yeah, so MSN Perks, CNBC on MSN Money, award-winning CNBC on MSN Money stock updates and portfolio manager. So this is like an ad for something, and you can click on this, and it will this do anything? Well, it does. I mean, you've got, you know, # newsletter, # money, with everything extracted the way it is. These are not going to do anything. But we can view the source here. This is probably a pretty, actually, I can't even right click. I can only right click and like right up here. This is probably a pretty, yeah, so you can see this is a pretty long document here. Over 100 or 130 lines of code. So yeah, obviously lots of JavaScript. So these are those, there's probably a, like if I do a search for #, what was this one? # money. Yeah, so right here is on click equals window.parent location. Mars utils get URL from key promo money return false. So that is market.mar. If we scroll down here even more, I believe the next one is actually, well, we've got MSN read.htm, and this is obviously, okay, so here's important information for MSN Internet Access upgrade users. So this is just a little README here that tells you, you know, how to browse the internet with Internet Explorer. If you've uninstalled MSN Explorer, it tells you how to set up an internet connection, all that good stuff. But this is, I mean, this is not inside of an MAR file. This is just inside of the MSN core files folder. But if we scroll down here a little bit more, you see you've got signup.mar. That's the next one. So we'll do the same thing here. So in here, obviously, oh yeah, check this out. This one is there's a lot of HTML documents in here. So this would be for signing up for an account. So address here, this is probably, yeah, please, yeah, these are, if we go back to Windows XP here and we launch MSN here, these are going to be all of these documents here. I mean, I can't right click in here to view the page source or anything, but these are all HTML documents. So if I go back here to Windows 10, so this is actually what we're probably not able to see because this is where once it would actually establish connection to the server, then it would show you, okay, what's your location? It's probably going to have a select, okay, this is add user. So this looks just like the background for you know, something else that would be showing on top of that. Change con settings, connection settings. You're connected to the internet through dialing. So yeah, this is what you would use to change connection settings. I don't think we get to see this in the program right now either, because obviously this would assume that you are connected to the internet, you know, through MSN, which we're not able to do from here. If I go back to Windows XP here, I can select no here. I can select no, I already connect to the internet. And it'll just try to connect, but it's not going to actually get to the point where you can change your connection settings. We've got dial here. This is going to be, yep, this would display when you are using your modem to connect to MSN, obviously through dial-up. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to save this. We'll close out of that. Dial for pop. Okay, retrieving numbers for, so this is going to be, connect and gather new numbers for your area. So this would, how you would figure out what number to dial into. Dial options. Okay, so this is where, and typically all dial-up services are going to have this. Like if you had to dial a number, like if you had to, say you were at work or something and you had to dial 9 to reach an outside line. So you would specify that here and say, I need to dial 9. I need to dial code to disable call waiting, all that stuff. So you would again specify that there. Dial up or not. Oh, okay, this is what we do see. I like how it's called dial up or not.htm, but that makes sense. So do you have a dial up account? We saw this before in the XP VM, and we were just saying no, because we don't have a dial up account, and this would say I connect to the internet using another internet service provider. But obviously clicking continue and back won't do anything. Edit pops, edit your access numbers. Okay, this is how you would edit that. So yeah, my guess is all of these help documents pertain to the help portion of the application. So I can, click a random one here. I mean, they're all going to essentially use the same format. So I can just open up a bunch of random ones here. You can see they all have the same background. The butterfly, the MSN logo at the top left. So if you go back here, if I go back to the XP VM, you can see there's this help button up here on every single page. If I go to the next page, there'll be a help thing up here. So you would click that, and my guess is it would open up one of these in a pop-up window that looks like this here. It just can't navigate to it, but this is what where it would normally show the help documentation. How you connect, this is going to be, this is a screen, during the setup portion that you would see. You've got license. So here is the license agreement for MSN Explorer. New account. This is probably, we've probably seen this before. Because I always say, no, I already have internet access. We can go back here and we're on the screen right here. But I wonder how it's getting this undefined thing. So let's see, let's view page source and see what it's using there. So do you want plus SZ brand? Okay, so this is probably used in, I guess, more than one application. Maybe Microsoft partnered with OEMs and maybe it would be called something different, because I don't see why they would just not put MSN there. I mean, it's MSN dial-up. My guess is this would probably be used on other applications, or they would call MSN dial-up something different on an OEM computer. Maybe they would call the MSN Explorer something different relating to the OEM. I'm not sure, but it's obviously something to do with changing the brand name depending on, if certain parameters are met. That would be my guess. But in this case, because it can't find what brand it is, it just says undefined. We've got a couple more, actually more than a couple more. We've got set device. This would be choose the modem. So this would be once you would actually, or if you would go into, I connect through a modem, it would ask you, okay, what modem do you have? We have settings SD. Mr. Utility. Oh, I wonder, is this like an internal page? I think this is probably an internal page, because you definitely wouldn't have stuff like this on a page that the user would see. Sign up URL, is dial-up configured, current users, add user. Can you just add a random warning, it's not recommended that you add a user using Mr. Utility. Huh. I wonder how would you access this, outside of extracting this? Yeah, this is definitely an internal tool of some kind. I cannot really find anything about it on Google here. See, the thing is, I don't even know how you would access this. Because obviously this is just one component of it. I mean, this is just the HTML document. There's going to have to be more files, just like with the welcome program here. There's going to be like a program like this that kind of takes everything and puts it together. Maybe this was just left over from something, and then, you know, they just left it in here, or at least this part of the tool, but the actual tool itself is not in here anymore. Because, I mean, if this was still in here and we could add a user account to here, my guess is that this would just bypass the entire setup, right? So we could just get past the setup screen, and then it would show a user account in here, and then we could click a name to sign in, although I guess it would still need to connect to the MSN servers to sign in. So I guess that wouldn't do anything. But it would still be pretty cool if this application was still in here. So that we got down a rabbit hole there, but okay. Signup.htm. This is welcome. This is probably just a, yeah, like it would, you know, show text obviously here, depending on what screen it was displaying at that moment. This is just like the background. Signup help.htm. Okay, yeah, here's the help documentation that I was talking about before. Like using assistive, yeah, help_at signup.htm. That's one of the ones back here. So some of these links point to some of these files that we just took a look at. So okay, that kind of explains that. Signup server. This is connecting. This is what would show when you're connecting. Update or upgrade frame. This is just a, you know, blank file here. Obviously, there would be more to it in another document. This is a 48-page document. There's some JavaScript right here. Welcome. This will probably be the initial screen, or at least part of it. Where now? Where are you now? So this would, you know, when you would actually get past and when it would detect your modem, this is where you would say, this is my current location, and then you would say number or search for a new access number. You would put in your area code here and all that good stuff. So okay, that is the sign up folder. Now there's obviously all these animated files here. These are going to be just components of. We can probably view this if we go to view. Let's view large icon so you can see some of these images here. So this would be adding a child, add user. What is this? Okay, so this is probably for P account number. Something to do with the last 4 digits here, or the 4 characters of your account number. Or I guess that's not your account number. I guess it's not a part of it. But something, I mean, this is highlighting this here, you know, for you. Like it would tell you to look for that, to type that into a box somewhere. You've got, oh my gosh, look at this. Use LAN. You see this? This is a pretty cool looking image here. Yeah, it looks like a mouse, you know, with the cord there. It's going to Earth. There's a bunch of fire around it. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll close out of that because we've got a couple more to take a look at. So we were on, which one was that? That was signup, right? Yeah, signup.mar. So we've got 2 more in this folder here. The first one is theme DEF. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so this here, it looks like it's mostly images, actually. Yeah, check that out. I don't even think there's, I mean, we could do a search for star.htm. Yeah, there's not a single HTM, and there's probably not HTML either in here. Yeah, not a single one. So these are all images, which is pretty cool. So you can see you've got like a Windows flag there, something for a background. Yeah, these are all going to be like images that would be, I mean, these up here at least would be in the background. This right here is the background. It says, yeah, about background. This kind of looks like the, like this right here, actually. Like it's the same kind of gradient going on. Yeah, you can kind of see that. It's very similar. Title, you've got buddies. This is like your little MSN character there. Pretty cool. MSN City Guide. That's probably what that guide was before that we were taking a look at. MSN Computing Central. MSN Expedia. Yes, because Expedia was actually a part of Microsoft. It was started at Microsoft before they spun it off into its own thing. But yeah, it was initially a part of MSN, which is pretty cool. Fun fact. We've got a couple folders, zone.com, that was an MSN thing, home logo. You've got, yeah, just all sorts of stuff. Some buttons here. Oh, here's your logon background. This is literally, yep, this is this right here. Doesn't that look familiar? It's pretty cool. So we'll close out of that. And we've got UI. Now the UI one is where I think we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff, because my guess is this would contain a lot of the user interface elements. So let's see if I'm right about that. So we'll decompress it. We'll just start with these HTML files here. Add space.htm. Add space, I'm guessing advertisement, something to do with advertising. Add space offline. Go offline. Okay. This is a link, but it just doesn't really do anything. Or it's a button. You can see when I hover over it, there's not a link that appears at the bottom left. So it's not a hyperlink, but it is clicking the button probably runs a JavaScript function that makes it redirect you to go online, which is not found. Cookie info. This will tell you what cookies are. Clicking OK will close it. P3P info. Privacy info. Okay. Oh, that looks like the same thing. Oh, it's slightly different. But the what is a cookie part kind of seems to be the same. Actually, it's not exactly the same. This is added here. REDIR. This is the file that one of the other documents pointed to, and websites.htm. Please wait while we download your list of websites. Open my communities. So you see there's just what I was talking about. redir.htm question mark my websites, which is some function that it's calling basically. So but we've got favorites. So this is just loading. Apparently it doesn't really do anything else aside from that. Favorites dialog, favorites down, and favorites import. Favorites dialog is the only one. So yeah, this would be definitely a dialog box that would probably look like that. That definitely makes more sense. So this would be in its own window probably, and then it would say, are you sure you want to delete whatever file you had chosen to delete? And clicking yes will close out of it. But these other three just open up with a page that says loading. And images, we've got some images in here. Here's that favorites dialog image that we just saw. Favorites folder, import dialog. There you go. So we can see a little bit of what the UI looked like. You can see there's some UI elements right there. Pretty cool. And yeah. So that's under favorites here. We've got help as well. So this is probably going to be just some, like documentation, like how to get online, missing mail. My inbox is missing. Table of contents. Okay, so this is, there would be another portion of this, obviously. Actually, okay, so you just click on that. Oh, this is the navigation bar. So you would click on that in the navigation bar to get to the table of contents, which is toc.htm. Now you can see we've already opened up these other two documents, how to go online and missing mail. That's these two here. So it shows them as we already navigated to them. So these are the other three here. So that's going to be what is offline. That's this one. Offline mail NOV, this one, and send mail offline. There's also this one, I guess, offline table of contents. So this would be, this would be if you're offline. This is how it would still show the table of contents. MSGR, I'm going to guess Messenger. Yes, check that out. Oh, this was back when it was called the Messenger service, MSN Messenger service. So this is how you would add people to MSN Messenger by their email address, or you could search by name and location. My buddies. This is the msgr.htm, this right here. So this right here is what MSN Messenger would look like the main interface for it within MSN Explorer. Now this has nothing to do with the desktop client, that you also had with XP. That was a separate thing, but obviously it would use the same, you could use either of those to talk to people through MSN Messenger. But that's pretty cool. I did a whole MSN Messenger retrospective a few years ago if you want to go check it out and learn a little bit more about the program. All these links, what does this do? Make a phone call. Okay, that opens up the tel protocol. Help, this is going to show help, which is a function that in this case doesn't do anything with everything being extracted the way it is. Address book wants to redirect you again. Question mark address book. So there's a lot going on with that redirect.htm file. We've also got dialog. So this is just like a generic dialog box. So it would look like this, and then it would display do you want to do whatever? Yes or no. And then we've got Messenger add preview. Oh, this is the preview email, or this is the email. I mean, it's letting you preview the email, but this is the kind of template that it would send to somebody. Hi, I'm sending this mail because there's a great new service called MSN Messenger service that will help us stay in touch. I'm hoping you will sign up so we can exchange instant messages online. God, so pleasant. Everything was so pleasant back then. Hi, I'm sending you this mail because there's a great new service. Now it would be sign up for this now. Gosh. Once you install the MSN Messenger service, add me to your list of contacts, all that great stuff. So there you go. And then MSN or MSGR, no buddies. So this would be if you didn't have any buddies. what the My Buddies screen would look like. So we can open up this here. This is what it looks like if you had buddies, but if you didn't, it wouldn't show this. It would show this instead. This is just kind of the reason that it shows this is because, you know, we've opened up the file here that it would use if you had buddies. But anyway, this is what you would see if you didn't have any. So it tells you, you know, you got some images here. It tells you what a buddy is, I'm sure. And then, you know, this is how you add a new one. And then you add that, it opens up add.html. Now we've got passport. So this is probably going to be for, sorry, you need your parents' permission. Oh no. I guess this is how to get a parent's permission. Hey kids, do the following. Click sign out, tell your parent which site you want permission for, ask your parent to sign in, and partner logout. Okay, signing you out. But this seems to just be parental control stuff. I mean, at least these 3 HTML documents are. We got settings as well. So this, oh my gosh, this is probably going to be connection settings. It's probably when you click on this, or maybe when you actually sign into the program. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go through every single one of these because these are just going to be, you know, separate components of the settings program. So this is change your password. Here's, you know, adding a new user, account nickname, type your new nickname. It's all going to be stuff relating to the settings program. We'll go to images here. So these are all going to be some of the images. So that's settings. There's also tour, home.html. Unfortunately, this does not, this is probably, again, yeah, literally just a HTML document, but it's, you know, it's not the entire thing. Obviously, I've probably said that a lot, but that's definitely going to be the case with a lot of these here. And user tiles. So we've got some BMP files here. Yeah, user tiles. That makes total sense. These are going to be things that would go around your user picture. So there you go. And we already took a look at these, right? These were yeah, we already jumped through this. Now, that's all of the .mar files in here, right? Like in this section here. But there is, if we go into, I believe it's 1033. No, is it install? It's in here somewhere. It's markets. There's all these folders here with, you got 14, 36, 100. Not sure what the significance of these are, but there is a .mar file in every single one of these, I think, and it's all market. So actually, my guess is this probably relates to the market.mar file. And if you remember, we couldn't really do a whole lot. Like in here, there was this local one, and this is where it would download local info, go to my city guide. I'm guessing this probably has to do with this here, but we're going to find out. So I'm just going to copy this here. Yeah, the list of files in here looks just like, and I'll show you if we go to markets. You see we've got, I mean, not all of the same files, but there's some of them. We've got local, although there is a new settings one in here. So these are probably for different regions. That would be my guess. So we got stocks here, downloading stock quotes. That's not in here. There's also mail, some files, some text documents, which this seems to be Hotmail boundary. Why is this? It's like spelled out like every other letter is capitalized. But like these are, I think these are some of the offers, like Compaq free back, HM free back, MSN free back, welcome PRM, welcome to MSN. This is a multi-part message in MIME formats, strings, brand, Microsoft, brand version, markets, Australia, okay, ENAU. So the 14 folder is the Australian version of these files, essentially, because we have the same thing here in strings. There's just more strings here, but under market, ENUS. So I'm just going to extract all of these, and we'll see if they differ in any way. All right, so I went ahead and extracted all of these here. So we can just go into strings here. So this is ENIN, I'm guessing India. Yep, Bollywood Buzz, the spicy, sizzling, hot gossips. So this is just like the English. I mean, this is just in English here, but it'd be cool if we get like some parts of this that's not in English, like in a different language. So we'll go back into here. So that was 100, 150. Let's see here. MY. Everything is in English. MY is the country code for Malaysia. English is recognized in Malaysia, but it's not the official language. 163. Let's see what this is. NZ, New Zealand. Now I know that New Zealand, English is a language in New Zealand, but I believe that it is actually one of the official languages, but it's not the only official language. So let's see. I mean, these are all going to be like, I mean, it's basically the same files, but they are going to be modified to that specific region. So like local here, I mean, this is going to be, if it could download local info, obviously it would show different things here. So let's go to 188. Let's see what this is. Market. ENSG. I'm guessing that's going to be Singapore. Singapore. Yep, that's the country code for Singapore. Singapore, again, English is an official language in Singapore. It's not the only one, though. And so let's go to, I mean, local is going to be the same thing. Let's go to settings and see if there's anything in here. Okay, so we've got MSN perks over here again. So, but there's nothing really that's unique to Singapore here. You've got MSN search, communities, chat, calendar. Yeah, nothing that really differentiates this from what we just saw. 220, ENGB, Great Britain. So let's go to settings here. Nothing of note. How about 222? This is ENUS. Okay, so this is like, I guess this is the same as if we go just into MSN. Oh, I've already got to go back to local disk C, MSN extracted market. Well, this is also ENUS. There's 21 items in here. There's 25 in here. So there are some extra, like there's stocks is new. Stocks is not in this folder here. But this is also just to show you, if we go into strings, this is ENUS. So these are, I mean, but this is, I guess, another, I mean, there's more files in here, and there's also this folder. There's two more folders. There's mail and there's Tor. So mail is going to be, I don't really know what, I mean, these are email, like they are formatted like an email, but they're text documents. So I don't know if it would pull from this for like an example email. You may have noticed that your online email has been removed. In order to conserve space, MSN removes your email if you don't check it for 90 days. Oh no. Maybe this is, oh, this might be something it would send you. Yeah, that's my guess. This is probably something it would send you, like for welcome, you know. Yeah, there's a bunch of CSS code here. So this is probably the text of an email that it would send you if you had signed up. And there's some compact, I guess this is some offer, I'm not sure. If you guys saw that Radio Shack merchandising CD video that I took a look at, David sent me that as well. There was a part of that where it had planograms for an MSN display that had something to do with Compaq, like it was a partnership between Compaq and Microsoft. So this might have to do with that. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we can't know for sure because this is really only a part of the full picture. I mean, this is not the entire, I mean, and I've said that a lot, I know, but this is not the entire, you know, program here. I mean, these are just files that would be used to make up a, you know, one screen essentially in the program. Last one is 238. If we go into strings here, this is ENZA. That would be South Africa. Now, South Africa has 11 official languages. One of them is English, but, you know, it's obviously not the only one. Let's go into the settings document here. It doesn't look like there's much that's different in here. But this is actually starting to make a lot of sense because think about it. When you go through XP's setup process, there's a point where it asks you for your language, right? So if you select English, it makes sense for the installer to essentially make a note to only copy over the English-speaking regions inside of the MSN whatever folder that it copies all the MSN stuff to. That is my guess. Now, I know there is a portion in that same setup where you select your region and you would select like US, you know, for your region, but it still copies over, you know, Australia, South Africa, the UK, which would be GB. I mean, so it's going to copy over all of these other ones that I guess maybe if you had selected English US or US, but you meant to put UK or whatever, you would then have the option to change that. And you could obviously add the other languages, I assume, from the XP CD if you wanted to, but that makes sense to me. I mean, that could definitely be the reason why we only have the English language packs in here. But I just think this is pretty cool. I mean, just being able to see how this program would have worked if we could actually take a look at the program, but just being able to see these HTML documents and these images and just kind of what makes this program work. I think it's really, really cool. So huge thanks again to BRZ for creating this tool here and sending it out to me. Again, I will have this link down below if you guys want to go and check out the tool. And a huge thank you to all of you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, if you want to see more like it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to get subscribed down below and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever I upload a new video, which I do multiple times every single week on this channel. And as always, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.